Okay, I want to see if I can talk a little bit about anhedonia. I'm doing a lot of kind of introspection today. I took the Minnesota Multiphasic Personality Inventory just a little bit ago, which is a test that I took like maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago now. Oh my god, time is going fast. Um, Baby girl, me and my cat are enjoying today. But yes, I took this test and I scored very differently than I did when I originally took the test. I'm doing a lot better. I only scored 6% on depression. I feel like 5 or 6 years ago, whenever I took that test, I probably scored 100%. Like, honestly. She bites me because she likes things. I actually don't know why she bites me, but I think she gets a little overstimulated, don't you? Yeah. It's just like cute little nibbles, though. Um, Me and my double chin are hanging out today. So, yes. Um, but I wanted to just talk a little bit about anhedonia because it's something that I've experienced since I was very depressed, had major depressive disorder. I'm actually weaning off my antidepressants right now. I feel like they were causing anhedonia because my depression was better, but I was still taking the antidepressants and I just felt like I didn't need them, slash, like, it was time for me to wean off of them so I could start to feel things again. Like for years it was helping me with my depression, but I just got to a point where I was getting better and I started realizing that I think I'm like too blocked from feeling things, and I think my antidepressant was a part of it. But I am weaning off my antidepressant very slowly. My psychiatrist was just like, just stop taking it, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to come back to you, honestly, because that's the worst advice anyone's ever given me, especially given my 15-year history with major depressive disorder. It's like, Jesus Christ. But, I mean, I decided to wean off over the course of 6 months, which is way longer than anything you'll find online. What most people would probably recommend uh, might be like a month. But I know myself and I know I'm very sensitive, so I am taking it upon myself to wean off over an extended amount of time. Ow! No, don't do that! Too many stimulations. She's like, okay, stop petting me. Okay, honey, I will. But yeah, anhedonia is something I struggled with when I had depression, and that was tough, and it was not good at that time. But now I have anhedonia still. I wouldn't say I struggle with it. I think it's kind of a symptom of my like stoicism, which is the best way that I could explain the fruit of my meditation practice, I think, and like my Taoist Buddhist beliefs and the way that they actually interact with my daily life and like the way that I perceive and interact with the world. I am an emotional person. I feel emotions deeply, but they don't last very long. And I think I regulate very well. I regulate my emotions really well. So I'm kind of like okay with it. I'm like, okay, I feel this emotion. I know it's not going to last forever. And then I move on with my day and my life. And that's not a bad thing. Like, that's what I've been working towards with my meditation practice, is being able to adjust to my environment and not get stuck and trapped in emotions. I do have like some emotions that last a lot longer. Like, I think the last time I had like a really, really long, prolonged emotion, God, I can't even remember when this was, but it was months ago now, where it was like lasted a couple hours. But also, I think I might have been high or drunk, which has a major part to play usually with like my longer bouts of emotions, because I don't have the right mind to be able to interact with my emotions in the way that I've trained myself to at this point. And it looks very, very different from how I used to interact with the world. What spurred all of this on for me was watching a video about a sociopath, and sometimes I worry that sometimes I worry that am I training myself to become a sociopath? Like, I'm a very empathetic person. I just don't express my empathy the same way that I used to, where I used to be a people pleaser and it used to be something that I was overwhelmed with. Now I think my empathy is more practical. Like, I experience the empathy and then I do something about it, rather than experiencing the empathy and then getting stuck from it. So I kind of just wanted, like, I guess, confirmation. Like, I wanted to confirm my own confirmation bias, maybe. I don't know. That I'm not a sociopath, and that also it's not necessarily unhealthy to be emotionally regulated. I think it's a little bit rare in my age group. And these days, especially, I think it's very rare, unfortunately, because of the society we live in. Most people are quite dysregulated most of the time, it seems, from an outside perspective, or maybe it's negativity bias, where I just see that more, like it stays with me more than watching people regulate their emotions well. Might not stay with me, so maybe I just have like a negativity bias there. But yeah, I know I talked to my therapist and was talking about how I don't really have never really relished in my own accomplishments. I just don't, I feel like it's such a waste of time. And I feel like it also just really is like a stroke of an ego that, I don't really think I deserve any like round of applause for like meeting some accomplishment or doing some good deed. Like, I always feel like I can be doing better, but that doesn't come along with shame and guilt. You know what I mean? That just comes along with a yearn for living a virtuous life, which is kind of what I picked up from the stoicism googling that I've done. Is like stoicism is like about kind of living a virtuous life, and I would say with my religious beliefs, whatever philosophical Buddhist beliefs, that is also in alignment. That I try to live a virtuous life, and that my anhedonia is not such a negative thing. I think, I feel joy, but it's very like I would say I feel a low level of joy most of the time, which is awesome. And I would say I feel like a level 10 joy pretty much every day at least once. It's usually very transient and it comes to me in very random times. I think music is something that really spurs emotion for me still, and it always has been. But when I think of times that I've cried recently and times that I've experienced high joy, it's actually been while listening to music in my car has been a um, major one of those things. Okay, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to take a video without using all my storage space. Hopefully this video saves.